Welcome, Diecast fans. I'm Tom Spanners Watson.
And I'm Frankie Yuri Gibbs.
And welcome to another exciting round of the Outlaws.
Diabolical showed everybody the power of the dark side last week with a massive run right to the top of the list, and he also managed to set the third fastest overall lap time for the Outlaws.
We've got 4 new wannabes this week who are just itching for a shot at the list. Let's crack into some racing and let them have at it.
First up, we've got Brio Hazard driving Toxic, and he's going up against Lone Star driving Longhorn.
So it's the low-slung Ford Gran Torino up against the high-riding El Camino. And so far, Lone Star showing the way. Wow, he gets a little bit loose through the second dogleg there, but he manages to somehow keep it under control. And he is going to take the first win of the night.
And here comes Toxic, and unfortunately that's his racing done for tonight.
So Lone Star chalks up the first win with a 14.234 time, and now it's time for the Battle of the Mustangs.
I hope all the spectators are standing well back, because it's always dangerous when there's a Mustang on the loose.
Your mum gets a jump out of the gate quick here, but Mustang makes it up by the time they exit the tunnel. Wow, and your mum goes sideways.
I'm not sure Big Mike knows what he's doing in your mum there.
Freezing?
He just spun your mum around and slammed it into the wall.
And back to the other competitor on the track, Glitch, as he takes an easy win there. Chalks up a 14.472 time, and he's moving on to the next round.
And what an important round it is. Whoever wins this is going to move on and take on the number 10 spot on the list.
As we get underway, Lone Star out of the tunnel first and opens up a huge lead. Oh, but he goes sideways. Glitch with a great line there around the outside, and he is going to storm away with this one.
Just like in the last race, Glitch keeps his head together and takes an easy win. Wow, and he just missed the bust there as well.
Lone Star coming in hot right at the end there, but unfortunately just a bit too late.
He had such a good lead right at the start. I thought he was going to drift around the corner, but unfortunately slammed into the barrier, and then that was him done, really.
Congratulations, Glitch. That critical win means you move on to take on the list. Whether you gobble them down quick or take your time and select the right one, eating them big or just stuffing them all in your mouth at once, I know that eating my nuts will make you happy. So I just want you to eat my nuts. Grab them by the handful, grab them by the sackful. Dave's Nut Shack. Get them in your mouth today. It's time to find out if Dagger Rose has got what it takes to hold on to the number 10 spot or if Mustang is going to dethrone her.
Glitch is hungry for a spot on the list and he's been looking pretty good so far.
And he sneaks into an early lead, but he goes sideways. Dagger Rose with a very unconventional cornering technique, but she definitely made it work for her. She jumps out to a massive lead now, and she is going to run down unopposed for the first one. And she just makes it ahead of the truck as well.
Glitch had a good lead, but I think he may have got loose on some discarded beer cans from the bogans. That sent him into a tailspin. Dagger Rose also got a bit of a spin on, but she did a great job of keeping it together. And then look at this, just jumps ahead of the truck, and I think she might have been bounced off the cab.
Yeah, if you look from this angle, she just touches the front of the cab. That's probably the gentlest truck hit we've seen so far. But congratulations, Dirty D. You hold on to your number 10 spot, and now it's your chance to get ahead as you take on Mrs. Mouse, driven by Summer Pan.
This should be quite a close battle because these two cars seem pretty well matched.
Now, just like last week, the challenger always gets to start on the inside lane, so if you want to hold your spot, you've got to work hard. And it looks like Summer Pan is going to have to put in the work here. Oh, she spins around Dirty D, but Dirty D gets it back under control, gets into the lead. Here comes Summer Pan again. Big challenge right at the end. Whoa, and a massive accident.
That Cougar got very wild over the finish line here. Look at this, just spins around, slams the rear end right into that bogan's face, and then ends up on her back on the track.
It certainly looked like she picked him out. Look at this, bounces off the front of the Cobra, spins around, nails the dude just standing up there minding his own business, just misses the football player down on the grass, and then ends up back on the track.
But congratulations to Dagger Rose and Dirty D. That win moves you out of the Gatekeeper's role and moves you up to take on Bandit for the number 8 spot.
That leaves Mrs. Mouse, driven by Summer Pan, as the Gatekeeper for next week, which is a place you really don't want to be.
Dirty D will be very happy to be out of that spot. Let's see how she goes up against Bandit.
Well, she's looking pretty good so far. She opens up a massive lead by the time they hit Bogan Alley. Looks like Bandit may have spun out in the background there, and Dagger Rose making a clean job of this. Gets a little bit loose through Big Kahuna Corner. Here comes Bandit, but it's too little too late.
She was running such a clean race right up until that last corner. And then, I don't know, was she showing off or did she hit something? Well, I don't know what it was, but she's very lucky that Bandit was so far behind and couldn't quite catch up.
That's 2 wins in a row for Dagger Rose driving Dirty D.
Bit of a slow time in that last race. She's really going to have to step it up against Nighthawk. He is the second fastest outlaw out on the track at the moment.
He's definitely quick, and I'd really like to see him move further up the list.
His problem doesn't appear to be speed, it's keeping his wheels on the ground.
Well, surprisingly, they're very even here. Dagger Rose just gets into the lead, starts to open up a gap between her and Nighthawk. Heading into Big Kahuna Corner, she spins and Nighthawk slips right on by.
A perfectly timed overtaking maneuver there to take the win. That was just brilliant. Look at this. Dagger Rose thought she's going to spin around, but Nighthawk saw her doing it and just put the hammer down. And luckily, we've had a few drivers try that maneuver and spin out, but he kept it together.
Congratulations, Radio Flyer. 15.074 time, not the fastest, but you do get to take on Curbside now.
These two have battled hard against each other right from the start. Curbside managed to take him down the other week, and then Mr. Dark beat him out last week.
Well, let's see who's got what it takes this week. Nighthawk opening up a massive lead here so far. Curbside gets into a bad spin. Nighthawk up on two wheels there. Goodness me. Manages to keep it together, and he is going to take the win and a massive handbrake slide. What a great bit of driving.
And Curbside got it back under control and got to the end. But look at this. Nighthawk gets right up on two wheels and somehow keeps it together. That was just a superb bit of driving. And talk about superb driving. How about that handbrake slide? That is textbook.
That was definitely one of the best parks we've seen in a long time.
And he did it all in a 13.776 time. What a corker.
So Nighthawk moves up the list now and he gets to take on Munted.
I wonder if tonight's the night where Nighthawk makes the run all the way up the list.
It'll be impressive if he can do it. Mr. Dark did it last week, but I think that was more of a one-off.
Well, I guess we're about to find out.
Nighthawk with the lead as they leave the tunnel. Here comes Munted up the inside, ollies his way through and manages to get going ahead of Nighthawk. Munted not hanging around to see if Nighthawk's chasing him down as he reverses down the track at high speed here and takes the win and just misses the truck on the way through.
This was a vicious battle right at the start here. It looked like Nighthawk tried to shut him down, but that pickup has got way too much weight and way too much grunt for him to just muscle him around like that, and he paid the price. And look at Munted just slipping through ahead of the container truck there.
So Hawthorne Sung shuts out the competitor, and he is now going to take on Daddy G driving Ratbird.
These two have battled many times before, and Ratbird has always held him out. Maybe he's got a shot this week though.
The challengers do get a slight advantage as they always take the inside lane in this new season, but is that going to be enough?
Well, Hawthorne Sung definitely making the most of it. Crikey.
He is opening up a huge gap over Daddy G here. Not looking back at all, keeps it clean through Big Kahuna Corner and takes the win. Wow, what a great time as well.
Daddy G coming in hot and late there, but Munted, what a great time, 13.556, that's definitely his quickest time so far, but now he gets to take on the Baroness.
Well, this should be interesting because Rubber Toe and Hawthorne Sung are friends.
Not after this, I'll bet.
Well, that might depend on how dirty the driving is. As we get underway, Munted accelerating hard out of the tunnel, gets a bit of a lead over the Baroness, but we know that the Baroness is quick in the second half. In fact, he closes the gap up quite dramatically there. Munted keeps his foot buried to the floor and takes the win. Oh, and we've got an accident with the truck right on the finish line.
Munted gives the truck a bit of a nudge and then Rubber Toe comes in and finishes him off.
That was a big hit right at the end there, crikey.
I'm not sure if Munted was aiming for it or trying to avoid it, but Rubber Toe definitely steered right into the truck to take him down. But Munted takes the win with a great time again, 13.847.
I can't believe it. The Baroness held on to the number one spot for so long the first time round and now is just getting demoted every week.
I'm sure Rubber Toe will fight his way back to the top though. We know he's quick and we know he's competitive.
Well, so is Big Mac and Vagabond as he takes on Munted. Munted pulls across, drives them both up into the sidewall. Munted comes out better of the two as Vagabond tries to catch up. Here he comes. He pushes right by. Munted chasing him down now, but Vagabond out to a huge lead, but Munted manages to get around him. What an incredible drive, and he takes down another truck.
It's been a while since we've seen an accident like that, and here we have two in a row. Munted tried a tactic here to just force Vagabond up into the sidewall. It almost caused them both to crash out. Munted got going first, but Big Mac caught him up as they left that second dogleg and almost took the win.
It was a very nice overtake maneuver there. Muscled his way through Munted and then put the hammer down and got ahead of him, and I thought that was it. I thought it was all over, but unfortunately Big Mac started to lose it into Big Kahuna Corner. Munted saw his opportunity and took it, and he just totally took out the fed-up truck.
Do you think the bus stopped there to see if the truck driver was okay, or was he just waiting for Vagabond to go through? Because that's what it looked like.
Oh, he was definitely waiting for the other race car. He wasn't concerned about the truck driver at all, because once the race car goes past, he just drove on.
So with one of the slower winning times at 19.360, he takes down Vagabond and now goes on to challenge Mr. Dark driving Diabolical.
Mr. Dark had some insanely close battles last week. There was lots of backwards and forwards. I don't think he's going to go down easy.
Oh, defo, mate. This will be a battle all the way to the finish.
Surprisingly, Munted gets out in front, but here comes the Cougar. Mr. Dark with an unconventional overtake. Munted fighting back, but Mr. Dark gets into the lead. Can he hold on to it? Driving in reverse is not going to be good. He pinballs. Munted goes around the outside at the last minute. Pulls a Mr. Dark and they take down yet another truck.
I said this was going to be a fight to the finish, and it really was. Mr. Dark with a very unconventional overtake here, but then Munted somehow got the power down a little bit quicker, so he caught right up to Mr. Dark. And then Mr. Dark was on the receiving end of this last minute overtake this time after he pulled off a number of them last week. And then both drivers come down and slam into the truck. Munted there taking the front off the truck, and Mr. Dark coming in and finishing him off.
That was definitely a brutal hit right at the end of the race, and I'm sure Mr. Dark was actually picturing Hawthorne Sung driving that truck when he hit it.
Oh, he'll be gutted after losing that one, especially because he lost to his same manoeuvre that he was pulling last week.
So Munted moves to the top of the list now for the first time ever. Congratulations, Hawthorne Sung. A great bit of driving tonight.
It was another week of intense racing action, and good to see quite a shake-up on the list. A number of drivers moving around, but I'd like to see the Baroness do a little bit better. It's a bit of a concern seeing it go backwards like that.
But congratulations, Munted. That was pretty hard fought tonight. You did well, and Mrs. Mouse, you're going to have to watch out next week as the wannabes come after you.
That's half of the wannabes who have tried and failed to take on the list so far, and next week I guess we'll find out if anybody's got what it takes to get on the list.
Alright, we hope you've enjoyed today's racing. Thanks very much for watching. I'm Tom Spanners Watson. He's Frank the Guru Gibbs. We look forward to seeing you next time.